welcome to the Le Mans circuit. It's the Circuit de la South Bugatti. And welcome to qualifying for round 5 of the MotoGP World Championship in 2026. We're live on JB Sports, being collaborated with JB Motorsports and JB Motorsports 2. It's a beautiful venue. You can see via the Google Earth transition here about how wonderful the circuit is. It's very close to the local city. It's literally on a motorway as well down the backstretch. The 24 hours takes place next month for the World Endurance Championship. We had the bikes here a couple of weeks ago, but we're all set for qualifying to get underway. And we welcome you up to the commentary box as well. Joshua Birch alongside with Megan Birch as we get set for qualifying to get underway. Megan is still looking at toasters.
I am. There's one that's pictured next to a coffee machine and I think it looks nice.
I knew you'd go on those coffee machines coming into it. Megan, it was a dull practice too, effectively, as well. What do you think we're going to see when it comes into the qualifying session now?
I think it's going to be much the same. To be honest, I don't think there's going to be much go between, other than probably the second one. She likes the first one best as well. I think that Q2 will be better.
And just Marc Marquez having to go through Q1 for the first time since Malaysia.
Shocking.
It's not going to be great, is it? Should we hear from Davide Tardozzi? He's now speaking with Nat.
Q1, how difficult is it going to be to find those few tenths?
There are a lot of fast riders in Q1 too, so it's obvious quite difficult, but I guess that Mark has the speed to go in Q2. We'll see, but that's why MotoGP is so competitive, and there are a lot of fast riders in this shape, so we'll see.
Are you confident he will get through?
I'm confident, but cross the finger, because never know, everything can happen.
And for Pecco, P3 yesterday, P2 today, how encouraged are you by what you've seen of Pecco this weekend so far?
I see him really confident. It looks really happy with the bike. Hope that this will continue for the following GPs, but at least here we are very happy about his attitude and his speed.
Thanks, Davide.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, not giving anything away there,
no,
is he?
Doesn't look confident though, does he? He knows that Mark is not on great form. He knows like it's not going right. I mean, usually Mark into Q1, it's a no-brainer. He's the massive favourite to get through. Right now, it's not the case, and the times are really close, and Mark is on the back foot.
Obviously, that was a slower session than yesterday by about 6 tenths, but Fabio Quartararo was shining at the top.
Yeah, we're just saying, what was he had for breakfast? And also, he did consistent laps. He was looking a lot more relaxed, a lot more loose on the bike. You can see there, look, his body position is just really, really getting the groove with that Yamaha this morning, and that's after struggling yesterday. Alex Rins was much quicker than him yesterday, his teammate. Today, Fabio Quartararo has had a good breakfast, turned up in that first session, fired up, and put on some great laps together. Gotta say though, he's using the soft front. Everybody was using the soft front yesterday. Everybody was on the hard front because the temperature was higher, track temperature. So that could be down to that. Could be that he's getting more feel from the front with that soft front tyre.
And he's got his new kit, hasn't he? He's got helmet, gloves, and
looks good.
It looks fantastic. I don't know why, because it's a mishmash of stuff, but it does look. All of us are absolutely in love with it. And he's got the merch here and fantastic design. Maybe giving him an extra tenth or two around the track.
Always does. When you got a good livery and you look good, it's worth a few tenths.
And obviously he's at home, and it's been Johan Zarco that's stolen all the headlines. And, I think he'd quite like to grab a few this weekend, wouldn't he, if he could?
Yeah. Well, that would have fired him up. Yesterday, Johan Zarco's performance in the dry, Fabio Quartararo would look at that and think, yeah, I want some of that.
Yeah, the LCR garage obviously going to be working very hard at the moment. Small crash, but big implications there for him. Obviously, Johan Zarco going out in the next session, though, safely through. It's all eyes on Marc Marquez. 2 through to this. We know Fabio Quartararo has been really fast, showing his speed in the last session. What's Marc got in this one, Gav?
We're about to find. Yeah, we are about to find out. Green lights on, away we go, Megan. And is Marc Marquez actually going to get through to the next session?
Possibly. I mean, it's Mark, so he might be able to get through, but I don't think he will.
No, I don't actually, personally. I think this is going to be a bit of a challenge for Mark.
I think he'll get close, maybe third, but I don't think he'll get in the top 2. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so.
When has it ever worked out that we want it that way?
I've looked up this toaster. You have to pull down the right side to pull down the left.
Yeah, that's the same one we had before.
Really? Is that why I had some trouble with it? Right, so heading out onto the track now.
Voila! Here we are, hello.
Bonjour. Bonjour. It's France.
Well done, you make a French joke at the French Grand Prix. So, Bastianini, Binder, Marc Marquez, Ralph Fernandez, Jack Miller, Luca Marini, Fabio Quartararo, Franco Morbidelli, Diego Moreira, Top Rat Razgatlioni, Fermin Aldeguer, and Jonas Folger. They are who is in Q1. On the reverse of that is the 5 for Johan Zarco, just in case what happened last year happens. There's a young fan with a cardboard cutout with the number 20 and El Diablo written in.
What do they do if they ever get a third one? It's a free side cutout.
Probably, yeah.
Do you know one of those ones that fold in, and then there's one in the middle? It'll be one of them. Right, so about to set their opening lap times. And now it's the start of fast laps.
Right, Marquez through the Goodyear chicane, up now under the Goodyear bridge, down towards La Chapelle. A hard braking downhill right-hand hairpin. He's got right behind him as well, Luca Marini.
You're a
And
bit
Mark's
deep.
first sector is looking good, but he's on soft front, soft rears.
Marini went a bit too deep there. Not too deep, but deep enough that it would affect his lap time. And it's a bit of, that looked like a slow corner there for Mark.
He's pushing hard, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, a little bit of a wobble there.
Mark's yesterday time in qualifying, in practice, was a 130.371. Let's see if he gets anywhere near that. We were seeing 129s in the previous session. Not exactly fast of what we've seen so far, but he might still have it. Here comes El Diablo now. Soft front, soft front. Everyone gone apart. Yellow flag, sector 1. Is that an Air Bastianini? Because he's the only one in that sector. Quadraro's still running. It is an Air Bastianini. And that's going to spoil Quadraro's lap time. Because he's gone through at the Goodyear chicane.
That's not good.
Here comes Marc Marquez now then as he comes into the last corner at Recoudemont. Takes the 2 entries, the double right, over the line now, exit 14, and Mark's bench is a 129.988, faster than he did yesterday, which is better news on the soft front, soft rear tyre.
And this current lap time, there's a possibility that it may get deleted because the yellow only went out after he entered the section.
Keep an eye on if that happens as Morbidelli goes in full. I think he would be safe though. I think it'd only be
it was
Quartararo.
like a second.
If anything, I think it'd be Quartararo who should be okay. He did enter the sector though, but hopefully they'll say that as it's following lap time.
Yeah. And technically it was in the other sector.
Yeah, I think he should be fine with that. It's Quartararo who's going to have the lap time deleted, and you know it. He knows it because he's backed off by 2.1 seconds.
That can just be his practice lap time.
Marc Marquez is 7 thousandths off the pace after setting fast first sector. He's gone very wide down at the garage VA.
Did you hear that cut? That cut in the
Engine.
bike engine, yeah.
So it's sort of like it just misshifted, didn't it?
Yeah, it explains why he went wide a bit.
Quartararo's got no one to tow off. He's right there on his own at the back of the circuit, whereas everybody else is all sort of together on the rider tracker. So it's very surprising that Fabi
Over
thinks,
there.
yeah, that's the way to do it.
Let's hope it works out well for him in the sprint and the race, because honestly, I liked that Zarco won it last year, but this year I want Quartararo to win it just because he has not won in so long that I forget how he does his wins.
I think you're not the only person who forgets how he does it as well. Marc Marquez over the line. It's a 130.020. He's down a couple of thousandths on his own time, but he's half a second clear to Luca Marini, who now goes in second position. Raul Fernandez is third. Over the line comes now Raul again, and Raul goes faster by 16 thousandths to Mark. 129.972. Davide Brivio is cautiously watching the screen on that one.
Q1 does love Raul.
He does, yeah. How many times has he got through it this season, and how many times has he actually ended
All
up
the
in
time.
Q2? Yeah.
It's more than likely that Raul will get through on qualifying basis.
Fabio Quartararo now is 0.029 off the pace as he comes into it.
Good pace.
This will put him second fastest. It'll put him ahead. Well, actually, put him in third where Franco Morbidelli is.
Depending on this one.
He's got to get Ricudemont right, which has not been the strongest point for the Yamaha this weekend. It doesn't like the double right hairpin. He's out of it now, over the line.
He did.
He's gone fastest by 0.005 of a second, and the French crowd erupt.
He did it right. Yay!
1:29.967. Fantastic. That's a surprise from Fabio Quartararo. Did not see that coming.
You see, Fabio is someone who I would like to see a comeback of when it comes to his racing. A receipt. If this is that missing primer.
Mac. Oh, it's mine.
Oh, yeah.
It's Mum's coat and my hoodie. Actually, I bought her a Mother's Day gift. It's Mother's Day in America.
Is it?
On tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah, I feel like every time one comes out with either me or you, she ends up with something new.
Oh, that's what happened to Bastianini, just under braking. That happened yesterday to Pedro Acosta.
Yeah.
The
I wonder if there's something there.
Yeah.
Oh, at least he had a good landing as well.
KTM just doesn't want to brake underneath it, does it? It just goes
Yeah.
away from you.
It's like it's trying to run away, but at least it's giving their riders good practice at their superhero landings.
Superhero landing. So, end of the first runs. It's Quartararo, Raul Fernandez, who goes through to Q2. Marc Marquez at the moment will start 13th on the grid. Then it's Franco Morbidelli, Luca Marini, Diego Moreira, Jack Miller, Brad Binder, Top Rat Razgatliolu, Jonas Folger, yet to settle that time. Fermin Aldeguer, because Fermin's done one in 11th place, so I stand correct on that. But Enea Bastianini crashed on his first run. Well done to Jonas Folger at the moment, out-qualifying Fermin Aldeguer.
Yeah, I mean, that's just impressive when it comes to him not being in there all the time. I don't know what's happened to Aldeguer this season. I feel like the bike's just not working with him.
He's still got the 25 bike, whereas Alex has got the 26 bike.
I don't think that's fair to
Well,
have different bikes between teammates.
It sort of explains the setup changes, because how do you set one up for the other?
Exactly, and I feel
Compared
like
to
it's
last year
favouritism.
when Aldeguer was, do you remember Mandalika?
He was fast, he was consistent, and now because he's on an outdated bike which isn't working, I
This
feel like
is-
he's got Alex's bike from last year.
Probably has, and that was a challenge for Alex to handle. Only worked at 2 circuits. And do you know, honestly, that's actually why, thinking about it, next year is going to be so good, because everybody's going to have the factory bike, because it's an 850cc regulation change.
We're going to
it's-
see so much difference next year with how everyone is racing, because we're going to see so many people finally be able to show their potential, because there's something on the pit lane.
Someone's hit one of the bollards.
Yeah.
Oh, it's visor strips. Yeah, you're getting annoyed with visor strips.
Yeah, I mean,
What
I
you
don't
did-
mind them pulling them off, but
What you didn't see was Max Verstappen tried to do a practice. No, Kimi Antonelli tried to do a practice start in Miami, and there was a visor strip on the rear right tyre. And I thought, well, that's going to spin up. And it did.
huh. Well. Look at what's happening. Visor strips are becoming the issue.
Well, they're always the issue, aren't they?
This is why I don't like them. I mean, I understand having to take them off. Yeah, that's definitely necessary. But for car sports, 4 wheels, you have pockets. With 2 wheelers of bikes, I get it. You
But
don't
it's-
have pockets.
But there is a rule that Alex Marquez did break. You're not allowed to take your visor strip off out of the last corner and go onto the grid.
Yeah, he used that as a banana
Yeah,
from Mario Kart.
because Alex took it off and it ended up on the back of Marco Bezzecchi, and it nerfed Bezzecchi off the line.
Yeah. I mean, that's just rude.
But there's also something else I want to point out on that factor as well, is that rule got introduced because of Marc Marquez last year getting cut out on his own visor strip. And so they said, right, no visor strips off when you come out the last corner. Alex does it. We don't see it. Marc Marquez crosses over the pit lane entry line, which I thought was perfectly legal because it was in the rules. It jumped in the sprint. crashed out, came out, cut over the pit lane entry, came in because he didn't go in the pit lane. New rule this weekend: if you come into the pit lane, you must start at pit entry.
Why are they picking on everything Mark does?
Because it is the Marc Marquez rule. Honestly,
they see Mark breathing with a like, sorry, you've got a bad breath.
Honestly, I thought this. Many people said, "Oh, he should get a penalty for it" after he went down in the sprint race.
No, he's fine.
I thought that was a bit of cunning there. He waited for the track to be completely clear, and then crossed the circuit and came into the pit lane.
It was safer.
Yeah, in my opinion, now the pit lane entry, there's a timing beacon to start the pit lane.
It was safer. I mean, at the time I didn't know what the hell was happening, what he was doing.
Yeah,
but
if you take a look at the apex pad here, I can show you. Now, it used to be that the pit lane entry line would begin here. I've drawn it on the circuit just here though. So it used to be pit lane entry, the timing would be here, and the exit of the pit lane would be here. Now, however, the pit lane entry starts where Quartararo is. It goes all the way around the inside of the last corner, down the exit of the pit lane, and then it doesn't end until here. And also there's an additional one at the exit of turn 3.
which they have just used to come out of.
Yeah. So on the apex pad, that's the first time we've used it from MotoGP. There's 2 different section points to come into. Long lap penalty, by the way.
That's an entire sector.
Long lap loop is down here this weekend, up at the top of the hill.
I do not like how much they seem to pick on Mark when it comes to things he does. Oh, and that is Marc Marquez going top so far with a 129.268.
Pulled out of the way, pulled out of the way of everybody down the back stretch. Nina's just said thank you, see you on the muddy side.
Oh, she would just be about to...
10:30, she's arrived. Good luck, Nina. Go smash it.
You can do it.
So there's Pecco Bagnaia watching on. Look at Marc Marquez's time though, 1:29.288, one of the fastest times of the weekend. And it is an all-time lap record by over 1/10 of a second. Last year it was a 1:29.324 set by Fabio Quartararo. This year it's a 1:29.288 set by Marc Marquez. Anybody who says that Marc has been having problems, he's just shown us that he is back and he means business. The fastest ever lap around Le Mans. Well, that was a surprise. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Maybe he was just saving his tyres.
Yeah, I think he was. I did not see that coming.
Very surprising that was. I'm a bit worried about Rao now.
Good luck.
Oh, good luck.
Go on.
The lap time for Quartararo has just been cancelled.
Why?
Shortcut.
There she is. There's Nina. She's gone for the Lando Norris top, I see.
Go for the current champion.
Ralph Fernandez in P3, 1:29.885. Quartararo still P2. Still changes coming. What a fact. This is great. Great qualifying. Gigi Delineau is happy with that one. And Mark boxes. Mark feels that... Well,
He's confident.
If you had the fastest lap time, I think you'd be confident. He's in.
Yeah, he's got no one else being fast.
The fastest time this weekend, by the way, was a 1:29.907, set by Zarco yesterday.
Jeez.
To do a 1:29.288 is unbelievable.
This might end up being a very interesting sprint and race. Things like that keep coming up. But I don't reckon there'll be many crashes. And you watch, now that I say that, it'll be the most crashes of any. It'll end up like Germany.
It'll be Germany. And it'll rain and everyone goes, oh, it's insane. It'll be the sprint race from Spain last week. Was it last week?
I don't know.
Was Spain last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks, I think.
I can't remember.
Time goes too strange. Oh, it would have been 2 weeks ago because why would it be last week when I was tired
True.
doing work?
Checker flags out, by the way. And nobody's bothered about looking on the circuit. Everyone's just looking at Marc Marquez in the garage. Marini goes 4th. Miller goes 8th. Aldeguer goes 10th. Bindu 11th. Top right, Rascalioli moves up as well.
Mark's had a haircut.
Right, can we actually, it's the end of the session, can we see the lap times, please, instead of glorifying Marc Marquez?
I think he's had a haircut.
God, the TV direction here on MotoGP sometimes is terrible.
Let's see. Well, no one's setting a lap time right now. The only one who is Bastianini.
Well, Marini went up into 4th place, and we didn't even see it over the line. Bagnaia, Davide Tardozzi saying that was fast and going like that. Bagnaia smiling, thinking, I can't have one nice thing coming.
He didn't know he'd left. So he went back to look to say, oh, look at that. Where has he gone?
He's gone to the other side of the garage, because now that Davide knows that Mark's fast again, he's going to go and sit there.
He's like, sorry, Pecco, your tire's gone.
Did you see Delineo and Davide Tardozzi very much are Ross Brawn and Jean Todt, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's that type of relationship between them. The favoured son.
Same thing's happening in F1 right now.
Unfortunately, yes, that is actually the same thing with Toto. Look at the French fans, happy that they've got both their riders through to Q2. Well done, Quartararo, actually, through to Q2.
Woohoo!
That's rare these days.
It is. Let's hope it brings good things.
What are you doing? What the hell? It's a tiny moth.
Okay, do you want it trying to attack you? I don't know where my...
She's knocked off her mic shield. She can't find it now.
I genuinely can't.
Where did you put it? Where's it gone?
Maybe underneath.
Oh, well done.
Found it.
Those things are expensive, you know. They're 30 quid.
It kept trying to land on my face.
Sort your hair out as well. It's over the mic. Well, that's one way to end the session. Better?
No, I want that moth gone. It just attacked me twice. I must have offended its family or something.
Honestly.
Okay, you would have the same reaction.
I did. It landed here. A moth landed here about a week ago.
Did you want to throw that?
No, I just went like that. I've got it.
Well,
rid of
mine
it.
was like
a human being. This is why you use a lip mic, because they can't get near you. Look. Can't get near you now. You breathe safely.
That's not where it landed.
End of Q1 then. What did you make of that session?
I thought it was okay.
Marc Marquez goes through alongside Fabio Quartararo. Raul Fernandez is 13th on the grid. Bastianini 14th. Marini 15th. Morbidelli 16th. Razgatlioglu 17th. Moreira 18th. Miller 19th. Aldeguer 20th. Binder 21st. And Folger goes in 22nd position.
Landed on my nose. A bit like can't protect my nose.
How about that? How about
That's
now?
not how you. That's not how you use it.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's head back down to the paddock then and join Susie.
All-time lap record.
Oh, they're going to a break. No, Susie.
Are there any questions? I mean, so deeply impressive. Not to just come out and get through, but to do a lap record like that. And cool as a cucumber.
Smashed a lap record, and it looked so good, so on the limit. The bike was moving around, the front was chattering and slipping and sliding, and he still made it comply. Yeah, I mean, well, we know you can't rule Marc Marquez out. This is him at the Garage Vert there. He was so on the limit in the corner entry. The bike was sliding around on the maximum lean. Front wheel is in the air, and yeah, it just made it count. All new lap time record when he spent the whole weekend on the back foot, not being able to put the lap time together. I mean, 15 minutes before that performance, he was with a rear new tyre, and he was over a second slower than that. Just got angry and made it count.
You get the sense that he knew that he could do that. And that is where this calm comes from, because he just, to be able to go out and do, only Marc, I mean, he's an anomaly. He really is a one-off, he's unique to be able to do that. Perhaps equally as impressive in a different way was Fabio Quartararo.
Yeah, Fabio was impressive. Well, he carried on his good form from the first session this morning, from the free practice, and made it work really well. Made it count very, very quick in the last sector with the Yamaha, and yeah, as you can see there, everybody was very impressed.
Everybody was surprised.
With that lap. They weren't expecting it. You know, Davide Tardozzi speaking just before that session was kind of like, yeah, we're crossing the fingers, and you know, basically meaning we're not in a good shape here, you know, and Mark just rescues it. I'd say Le Mans is a track where if you don't have the right feel, it's really, really easy to be off the pace because it doesn't give you a lot of feedback from the tires. It's not abrasive around here, and the tires are not digging in a lot like other tracks. So it's difficult to find the feel, and if you don't quite have it, you're a little bit off the pace. Obviously, Mark has found that feel in that session, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And it's a short track as well, as we know, and the times have been really tight all weekend, like exceptionally tight. But as we were talking there about Fabio Quartararo, just fantastic for him, fantastic for the crowd as well. Clearly the LCR team will have been busy during the last time since we saw Zarco on track, having had that crash, putting the bike together. He was fastest yesterday. Fabio Di Gianantonio was kind of knocking on his door, though. He's been looking impressive, hasn't he, this weekend?
Oh, yes. It's going to be so tight for this Q2. It's literally impossible to call because the lap times have been super quick and super tight. We've got Marc Marquez, obviously, that came out of sort of a really bad start of the weekend and stick that new all-time lap record. Fabio Quartararo is back on form as well after a difficult start yesterday, getting getting beaten by Alex Rins, his teammate, and Joan Zarco as well, the other Frenchman. So yeah, it's hard to call. Hopefully LCR has been able to fix the bike number one, because that would have been his number one bike of Zarco, and there's always a bit of a preference for your number one bike.
Even if they're exactly the same.
Yeah. Always. They always feel a little bit different somehow.
Well, let's find out what's going on in the VR46 garage then, as we were talking about Fabio Di Gianantonio looking supreme this weekend. Nat is talking to Pablo Nieto.
Well, Pablo, we've just seen the all-time lap record go in Q1. So how tough is this going to be for pole position?
Yeah, we know that here in Le Mans, a lot of riders are very, very fast. Now we can see that Marc also make all-time record, so it's going to be tough. But anyway, I think we have to try to make our work, our best, and then we will see what happens.
We know Fabio's quick around here, but how much of this morning's session was about setting up for the sprint, given a very different forecast tomorrow?
Yeah, in the end we have to focus on today, no? Because it's very important to try to make a very good qualifying. We know that this track is very, very important to try to be in the front second row maximum, because it's difficult to make overtakes, but this is MotoGP like always, no? Try to be focused day by day, and then we will see what happens tomorrow.
Thanks, Pablo.
Thank you.
It's a great setting, isn't it, for this next session? Joan Zarco, quickest across the weekend, but has just crashed this morning and having to go out probably, well, either on his second bike or on the first bike if they've managed to put it back together again. Marc Marquez was nowhere and has just set an all-time lap record. How much does that change the editorial going into this pole position? Who goes in as favourite?
I don't know, Susie, actually.
Well,
I have no idea.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. Well, after...
Surely it's Marc.
Yeah, after that performance, you got to say Marc is the favourite. New all-time lap record, 29.2. I mean, it is so fast around here, that kind of lap time. It's unreal.
He's almost going as fast as you were in the 24-hour on your stint.
It's going a lot quicker than us in endurance, for sure. But you don't want to rule the other guys out. You know, obviously, Fabio is there and he's going to build on his Q1 performance as well. And the other Ducati boys, you know, what can they do? Fabio Di Gianantonio, Alex Marquez, Pecco Bagnaia was back on form as well this weekend, so they got a chance as well.
So what do you think has changed for Pecco this weekend then? Because he just looks like old Pecco.
Yeah, well, it looks like the test. So we had that one-day test after the Jerez weekend, and that's an opportunity always, especially if you're struggling a little bit with your field, to try different stuff. You know, different aero packages, different engine brake strategy, electronics, and so on. So, and you can try as well geometry. You can be a little bit calmer than what you found during a race weekend, and maybe tweak a little bit your base to give that feeling back. And we know Pecco is very sensitive with the front end of the bike, so perhaps they found something in Jerez and brought it here, and it's working here as well.
Well, Fabio Quartararo getting ready for this. Massive this is really for him and Joan Zarco in front of this sellout crowd. An incredible atmosphere around Le Mans as we go into the final qualifying session then. The hunt for pole position. Who's it going to, Gav?
I'll ask that question to Megan first of all. As well. Megan, who's going to take it?
Quartararo.
Really?
I just want him to do well for once.
Quartararo is an interesting bet. I'll raise you on that and say it's going to be Marc Marquez.
Ah.
Just got a feeling that the old Matador has got something on him.
I mean, hopefully. As I say right now, Quartararo's coming out of the pit lane.
I wonder why I could hear the commentary there behind me.
Do you know, it's fascinating the way all of them come out of pit lane. Mark always seems to go into like Little Mermaid style on the rock, and then into a turtle position, whereas Quartararo always seems to weave his bike a little bit and then like conquer down into the race.
Right.
I'm just noticing all their little patterns, how they all get into position for like going onto the track.
I will just defer to your judgment. Wow! Fabio Di Giannantonio pulls up coming through Ricudemont and almost collects Pedro Acosta on the KTM, who almost runs right into the back of him. That would have been a horrendous accident, and Acosta, understandably, very angry with Di Giannantonio there.
Almost gave me a heart attack.
Wait, I remember what happened last year to Jose Antonio Rueda and Jason Debasquier in Malaysia, where on a slow lap they ran into each other.
I know.
Both of them having to have multiple resuscitations. That was terrifying.
That was.
What on earth was Digi thinking? I mean, it was mid. It wasn't even like he pulled out and did it halfway down the track. He literally mid apex just pulled to the side, completely caught Acosta out. That could have been a huge accident.
Digi needs to start looking where he's going.
I'm sorry to scare everyone with that one, but that scared me. Honestly, I was mid-centre and all of a sudden I saw an accident just flashing up in front of me. That was close. I hope we get a replay on that. That was really close.
We probably won't get a replay because they won't see it as
a critical moment, yeah. But that was close. Acosta nearly running right into the back of Di Giannantonio.
They don't pay attention to the potential.
Because Acosta was at speed. He was coming through the mid-apex and Digi just backed off. Wow.
I was supposed to be avoiding an accident today.
Lap times are on anyway coming into this one as they come in, so you're seeing the sectors start to fly up. No one really improved. Again, Zarco 18.9, Mia 18.8, 18.82 for Acosta, 18.7 for Digi, 18.715. Digi and Bezecchi, sorry, Digi and Bagnaia identical first six lap times. They're identical.
That keeps happening this weekend.
I was going to say Martin and Marc Marquez almost did the same. Over the line then, this could be quite a close session. Marc goes top, 137, 60, 129.876. So we know Marc can go faster. Lap time cancels for shortcuts. But Bezecchi 5th, Zarco 6th.
Right, so currently the top three are Di Giannantonio, Acosta and Mir, who's just gone up into third position with a 130.4131.
Yeah, not bad actually for Digi. It could be yet another pole position for him. He did have the opening 2 poles of the season.
Oh, here.
Oh, and this is
a different accident.
Massive off the track for Pedro Acosta, who cut across the circuit, coming through the first corner, missed out the Goodyear chicane and just went straight. Rallycross style.
Why is KTM just going through it this weekend?
I don't know. Well, if Warren's not going to get Acosta, something else will get him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's their plan. Did he go down in last year's France?
Acosta. I
think he did.
I think he did. I remember him going down. He was second at one point, then he crashed out, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. Hold on.
Oh, Alex Marquez was going faster, but he's backed off. He went wide down at the S Blues corner, so I think Marc is going to be faster than Alex this time by. Martin's looking quick. Bezecchi is 2 tenths up. Aprilia are not messing around. They're coming to play. Right, over the line we come then for the next lap times. Marc goes second, but he's 3.5 tenths of a second down.
He was 4th.
Oh. Over the line, Martin second. Bezecchi on to provisional pole position. 129.825. Marco Bezecchi on pole for the French Grand Prix.
10 minutes left of this session, and it looks like Quartararo's about to set his fastest lap time. And who's that going off there? Is that
Bezecchi.
Yeah, Bezecchi.
Just taking the shortcut of the chicane. Look at Quadraro. That Yamaha is actually, this session, looking a bit more hooked up through Recruitment over the line and goes seventh fastest, actually. Not bad.
He's building it up.
Why is Zarco suddenly 1.2 seconds back? Did he set up for a wet session? I
Did
don't
that
know.
crash really just mess with him?
He's on bike 2, so good point. I wonder if this is set up for a different type of race later.
I feel like this is set up for the sprint.
Yeah.
Did he just cut across the circuit?
Here's Fabio Di Gianantonio. He's 51 thousandths off of Marco Bezzecchi, who's done a 129.825. Bezzecchi is a 129.876, so 0.051. Stewards have said Di Gianantonio and Acosta is under investigation, and they are going to get a replay of it. Fantastic!
Ooh.
Now, watch this. Di Gianantonio through the S-Blues corner, takes the normal apex, then just lifts off right in the middle of the apex and catches out Acosta massively, and that could have been a huge, huge accident. Because as it comes to look, it's mid-apex. Digi just sits up, and then Acosta's right on the back of him.
Thankfully, I think Acosta noticed what he was going to do, so he had enough time to react.
Yeah.
Because that's something good about Acosta. He does have very quick reaction skills.
I would like to thank Simon Crafar for also noticing the same thing I did, and also the TV director. I apologise. It was noteworthy. They did show it again.
They don't usually do things like that, which is shocking to me.
I'm on the money, obviously.
Yeah. They must be listening to your stream, just be like, right, we've got to show this.
Yep, show
That
it.
has happened an awful amount.
We have back control of the pictures, it seems. But honestly, that was a frightening moment. And after what happened last year with Jose Antonio Rueda and Jason Tabasquier in Sepang on a cool lap, it was literally the lap to the grid. It wasn't even the warm-up lap. It was just from the exit to the pit lane, the sighting laps. And to have an accident like that at slow speed, they are more violent than a high-speed crash.
Yeah, because I suppose you don't get all the
body
speed goes into you rather than the bike.
Yeah.
So it's quite
Motorcycles, it sounds strange, but motorsport, you can have a very high-speed accident, and things are designed for a high-speed accident.
Because then you're kind of
Yeah.
put off of the bike, but with a low-speed accident,
It's all
you and the bike become one, and it's basically like a conductor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like with a light bulb.
Yeah. Slow speed accidents are worse.
When you put the wires into it, the speed and the crash are
mean,
two
obviously-
connecting wires, and the
Yeah.
light bulb is the rider getting flung.
Obviously, I'm not saying that high-speed accidents aren't dangerous, because if you obviously fall off the bike and
Oh,
hit your
yeah.
head on the stone, obviously. But and what about the fact is that the low-speed accidents can be just as deadly.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can't mitigate slow speed. They're not just the accidents. You don't usually have accidents at slow speed. But
Yeah.
honestly, if I was Simon Crafar, I'd whack Digi with a penalty for that.
You might get one.
Not a grid penalty. I don't think it's that harsh. I think a monetary fine would be good enough.
If you're going to take the visor strips off, can they stop taking them off right in the pit lane?
Then again, it is impeding in qualifying. I wonder if that would be then a harder penalty.
Yeah, it could be pit lanes down.
I'm about to put a link in on Twitter if you want to see it yourself.
Right, so 6
It
minutes.
might be region locked. Sorry.
6 minutes left of the session now. And Bezzecchi's still top with Di Gianantonio second, and Martin's gone up into third now with a 129.883.
I don't know if that would be region locked, but I've just put the tweet in from TNT.
Oh, that's good.
I'll have a look and see if MotoGP tweeted it.
I can't wait to use my new coffee machine. Because it's an iced coffee machine, and I love iced coffee. I just love coffee.
5 minutes to go.
I drink iced coffee a lot more.
Oh, they have. Oh,
without
great.
ice.
Oh, they have actually. I'll put both links in. Oh, fantastic.
I feel like they're all... It feels like they're all in the pit lane, but none of them are in the pit lane, and a little bit too wide there, and a little bit of a jolt for Marc Marquez. But
I've put the links in the chat to the MotoGP and the TNT version. So hopefully MotoGP is a region block for you all, so you can take a look at it.
But I feel like they're all kind of taking it easy. Though Ayagura's finally shown a little bit of speed, and it's...
Oh, no further action taken after reviewing Di Gianantonio and Acosta. What?
Why?
Come on, that should be a monetary fine at least. That was very dangerous.
Martin's starting to set a fastest lap as well.
I think they would have said the same thing as you, Megan, because Colstone could sort of see what was coming.
Yeah, they've kind of been like, okay, well, at least there was no accident, so we won't penalise this.
Still, get him later.
Yeah.
If I was Simon,
He'll probably get told off.
yeah, get him to the side and just say, no, don't do that again. You know.
Whenever there's a
I
no
say
further
yes?
action, they will always talk to him after.
Who did I say yesterday that I want to take a baseball bat to the head and say, look, do it right?
I don't know.
Can't remember now. I said it was
A
in
lot of
practice.
people. Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Like I just do it right.
I don't know now. I'll have to go back and look.
Obviously, I mean it in a jokey way. Just
Yeah.
like, come on, just do it right. Do it correctly. Do things actually the right way. Don't make mistakes like this again, please. It's just dumb.
If it was like a stupid mistake.
Yeah,
They're probably
exactly,
a very
yeah.
experienced rider you were talking about. Who was it?
I think it was Mark. Wasn't it? I think it was Mark.
Yeah, I think it was Mark.
If anybody remembers what we said on our own broadcast, let me know. Thing is, once you say that the words are live, they're gone forever, and you can't remember them all the time.
Yeah.
We do so much yellow flags out sector 1. Oh, this is... Oh, and Mark takes pole position! 129.646! And look at Digi! 129.699! But there's a yellow flag because Alex Marquez has crashed.
Yeah.
I think he's got up and got going. I think he's just dropped the front coming through the chicane.
Far too wide.
You're right. He hits the apex. And he's going to go down. Yeah, the rumble strips bring him down. Oh, but he comes back across the track. See, that's what always frightens me with chicanes. It's this chicane that you can come back on the circuit, and also Balaton.
Yeah, it's just a bit terrifying. Oh, bit too close there. Digi!
For God's sake. No, I tell you what, it's Digitonio you want to take a baseball bat to. Get away from people. He just nerfed
Digi,
Mark.
there's a thing called personal space on a track, and you need a lesson in it.
He's done it down at the museum corner before Garage Via.
He does realise this ain't a race, right?
I don't know anymore.
Because he's riding like it's a race.
Right, let's take a look at it. So Mark's gone wide. Alex is just coming back after the lap time. So Digi takes Alex.
He knows both of them.
And he's going to go through the inside of Mark. Oh, Mark didn't know he was there.
Mark almost dropped it because he was shocked that there was someone beside him.
Can Digitonio ride like he was in the early part of the season, not like he was last year? And Mark's been past him. Mark's gone, no.
He's looked back saying, see what it's like?
Get behind me, Sonny Jim. He's 53. Mark lives. Oh, Mark!
Oh, my.
Oh, well done, Mark. Honestly, that was textbook. Spoil the beginning lap for Digi. Yeah, look. VR 46 said, no. You'll complain. But can I just point out, it is a Ducati, so you can't really. Ducatis won't complain against Ducatis. But Digi had his lap time spoiled there because Mark overtook him coming down into Recruitment and then lifted off through the apex of the next corner. So he just Digi.
So, to be honest, good for him because
Digi's backed out of it. He's let Alex through. Digi's out of it.
Because Digi has just annoyed both Marquez brothers then.
Gift of ants to Digitonio for services to Ducati.
Why does Digi have like a sun-tinted visor?
I don't know, but I think he should go to a clear visor because he
Yeah.
can't really see properly out there.
I feel like because of the colours of
yellow.
a bike, he just can't see.
He wants a white visor.
Yeah. Like maybe he just has really bad like sight when it comes to the
Probably,
sun.
yeah. Look at Ayagoa. Goes up into 6th position now. Very decent lap time.
They look like sunglasses.
Digi improving very nicely. Right, here comes Jorge Martin. Takes the inside line. Coming through Recruitment. Over the line. He's towing in Acosta. And where does Bezzecchi go? Second place by 11 thousandths. Acosta goes 4th. Bagnaia goes to pole position! Wow, where did that come from? 129.634.
Okay, Mark, you better be on a fast lap in the next 5 seconds.
Bagnaia has provisional pole position.
Okay, but Mia's looking decent.
By 91 thousandths, he's back at the moment. Mark's backed out over the line. Mark's not going to do a lap time. Mia goes in 7th. Mark has had a shortcut, but he's not going to do a lap.
Zarko.
Zarko is fastest in the second sector. Mark's got some issue with the bike because he's not gone for a lap. So at the moment...
Antonio.
Yeah. So at the moment, Bagnaia has pole position. But can Zarko spoil the party for France?
I think Zarko might have backed out. It's a 27.
I don't think so. Trying to find out. I think this might be Bagnaia for pole position. It'll be his 28th MotoGP pole, his 35th overall. But look at this from Zarko. Digi's looking very strong indeed in the second sector. Zarko stays in 11th place. He doesn't improve. There's a lot of traffic right now for Digi, but he's 26 laps ahead. Quadraro's got the fastest middle sector time now of anybody.
They're both very similar.
People saying it's gone for Digi. He hasn't gone down as far as I'm concerned at the moment. He's 4,000 up at the moment.
1. Every funny thing.
Well, if he does go down, that block's way ahead of what I thought it would be. Over
seeing the future.
It is seeing the future. Is it pole position for Di Antonio? Is that graphic correct? Over the line! No.
Why have they done that?
That was anticlimactic. Anybody? What about Quadraro? No.
Is there anything good there?
What's happened for Digi then? Oh, he got blocked by Bagnaia.
So let's get this right. He annoyed for Marquez's brothers.
And then Bagnaia got him
and
back.
then
Yeah.
Mark's teammate decided to also get one over.
I would say
Ducati
yes.
is really going for him. Why does he look like a young Richard Hammond?
I can see why. Look at Bagnaia! He's on pole position for the French Grand Prix and he's loving every second of it. 1:29.634. Wasn't as quick as what we had in Q1 though, which makes you think, what happened to Mark?
What did happen to Mark? See, it's annoying you now.
Yeah, it's right in my eyeline. Well done, Pecco Bagnaia. Well done. That's a very strong time. He's 28th MotoGP pole position. He's 35th career pole across all 3 classes.
Good for Bagnaia. He deserves this. He has so much difficulty in the team.
Marc Marquez starts in 2nd position. 3rd for Marco Bezzecchi. 4th for Fabio Di Antonio. 5th Pedro Acosta. 6th Fabio Quadraro. 7th Juan Mir. 8th Jorge Martin. 9th Aigura. 10th Alex Marquez. 11th Johan Zarco. And 12th for Alex Rins.
Stewards?
Instead of involving Bagnaia and Di Antonio under investigation. Well, if
nothing will happen.
If Bagnaia gets a penalty for that, did you just get one for blocking Acosta earlier on?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Oh.
Because Bagnaia was off the he was sort of just off the racing line, because the way that corner goes, you sort of come out of La Chapelle.
He wouldn't have been able to help it.
No, actually, where was it? It was out of Garage Veer, wasn't it? So you come out of Garage Veer and you sort of drift over on the straight to the right side anyway. So Bagnaia just kept to the left. I don't think that's blocking.
I don't think it is either. If anything, Digi was in the wrong place.
Yeah, because he didn't go over at the right time. He had too much understeer coming up from the front to go over. So I don't know.
Nothing should come of that.
We'll see what the stewards say about that. That might be a penalty coming into the sprint race later on. But
be interesting though.
If Bagnaia loses pole position for that, the stewards are really harsh.
Yeah. Ooh, that first bike.
Stewards, no further action.
Good.
Yeah, that's the right call.
That bike.
Yeah, because look, coming into Garage Vier, so basically, I'll get my trusty Apex pad tool up. So if you take a look to the track map, yeah, it's not his fault.
That was always
behind,
bound to happen.
and he got on the throttle and he looked and he got out of the way. Yeah, right. Basically, take a look at the track map here. Coming out of this section here, which is the Garage Vier, the normal racing line is you take the apex to the wide, but then as you come out here, but then down the straight, you sort of slightly curve back over to the left as you take the sweeping entry line through here. So basically what happened was, we had Digi was here and Bagnaia was here, so it's just as he starts coming off, but Digi had too much oversteer, so he couldn't get across it. So really, it's not his fault. It's just the way the line goes. Anyway, Megan, what did you make of that session?
I thought the beginning was a bit lackluster, but I thought by the end it really showed that it's going to be quite an interesting sprint and race.
Thanks for your company, Megan. Thanks, everybody. We will be back later on for the sprint race action here from Le Mans. Join us then for all of it. Now, on JB Motorsports, it's time for the first and only practice session for the British Touring Car Championship. We'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.